Ahoy and welcome back once again to the channel. My name's Gary. I like watches, and if you're here watching this video, I suspect you like watches too, and I also suspect you're familiar with the Seagull 1963. It has to be the most famous watch that's ever come out of China. It is, of course, a mechanical chronograph watch, a very affordable mechanical chronograph watch, and it is a remake of a Chinese military watch made in, guess what, 1963. Yeah, you guessed it. I'm just going to quickly pause the video to remind you guys that somewhere on your screen there'll be a subscribe button. If you haven't tickled that button already, tickle it now. Oh, wait a second. Done it? Right, now we can continue. Cheers, guys. Now, if you're not familiar with this watch, well, then you should make yourself familiar with this watch because it is a true icon, a very well-respected, affordable watch collector's watch. And Seagull 1963 focus on making premium editions of this watch. They all vary in some way, different sizes, different designs, and they're about to launch a new watch called the Icon. And this one is definitely a little bit different. They've spent a year working with engineers from the Tianjin watch factory, that is the Seagull watch factory, developing the ST1901 to also incorporate a moon phase complication, a proper 29.5-day moon phase complication. And this is the end result. They've given it a beautiful green sunburst dial, a CUSN8 bronze case. They've also modified the premium swan neck regulator version of the ST1901. It is just a gorgeous movement on its own. I think most people would prefer just to wear this watch upside down. They always come with display casebacks because the movement is just so good to look at. And it is a hand wind only movement, so there's no rotor impeding your view of this just beautifully colourful mechanical chronograph movement. It really is a masterpiece, and well, the folks at Seagull 1963 decided that wasn't enough. They thought they'd take this movement and, yeah, add what they needed to add to incorporate this moon phase complication. It has made the watch a tad chunky. It's more than a bee stick, over 15 millimeters thick. The Seagull 1963 has always been a fairly stubby, chunky watch, and they always come with domed or double domed crystals, box crystals, and they always seem to sort of sit quite high on wrists, usually because, well, they're normally around 38 to 40 millimeters in diameter. And this movement isn't the slimmest movement, and because of the crystals and the display caseback, they generally tend to be quite chunky, but this one is chunky on a new level. But funnily enough, when it's on my wrist, it doesn't seem to sit too high. It's sort of, I don't know, sits into my wrist a little bit. I was expecting it to seem a little bit more top heavy. But anyway, the good news is they have given this watch a piece of double domed sapphire crystal, an incredible piece of crystal actually. Lots of clarity through to that dial at a tight angle, so there's less risk of you damaging the crystal. Sadly, the crystal in the caseback isn't sapphire. I was expecting that to be sapphire actually, especially when you factor in the price. 439 euros for this watch. So it is a premium edition 1963, limited to 500 pieces. Yeah, you're not going to find $100 Seagull 1963 watches on their website. They do tend to produce high quality, low production examples of that iconic watch. It is gorgeous though, isn't it? Green and, well, sort of gold, bronze. It's a sort of goldy colour. I've said it many times, and I'm sure you guys that are familiar with my channel and you come here regularly are getting a little bit bored of me going green and gold. Gives me movement. But it does. There's something about this sort of green and gold or green and bronze colour combination that just tickles me somewhere. Oh, I really like it, and there's some really nice touches on this watch. Red second hand, a blue background to that moon phase complication, and it's got a sort of sunburst finish as well. The dial, gorgeous green sunburst dial, bronze coloured applied indices and hands. Very nice finishing on this watch. The buckle matches the case. Obviously, the outer ring in the case back is steel. That's because that's going to be pressed against your skin. The brushing on the bronze case is quite coarse, but I don't think it's too coarse. It's sort of noticeable. There's a little button at the sort of 7 o'clock-ish position to advance the moon phase complication. That's a nice touch. Make sure you press that with a wooden toothpick or something like that. Very nice two-tone military inspired strap. It goes well with the watch. Soft, malleable, comfortable, straight out the packaging. The packaging is good. It's the same as all the other packaging. Would have been nice actually for them to have made a sort of special limited edition packaging for this watch actually. I think it deserves it. I think it's the most expensive watch they've ever made. I'm certain it's the most expensive watch available on their website at the moment. If it's a little bit rich for your blood, they do make some more affordable examples. All of their watches beautifully made. I've reviewed quite a few up to now and each one has impressed me. So if you are looking for a premium Seagull 1963 to cherish, I think Seagull1963.com should have something to your liking, even if it's not this particular piece. And I believe their watches are only available on their website, Seagull1963.com. I don't think they're available from platforms like AliExpress. So I will put a link to their website in my video description. It's not an affiliate link. You will have seen the includes paid promotion icon at the start of the video. If you want to know exactly what that means for this particular video, head down to my video description. I've detailed it in there. Guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe, like, hit the bell notifications icon, and then you won't miss out on future uploads.